Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and for the second time on this album, we are actually giving you something of a bit of a 2-for-1, because only a few videos ago we talked about The Return and Lionheart, as they are they're pretty much one in the same, whilst The Return is just it's just the cold opening to Lionheart. That's kind of what we're doing today, and how ironic it was yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, that I compared To Live by the Sword like a Manowar song played at twice its speed, because guess what the actual song we're going to be taking a look at today just so happens to be called? Man O' War, or Man O' War, I suppose. And we begin with just this little cold opening called Jack Tars. Or maybe it's Jack Tars. Maybe there's some significant... Well, we'll find out, because there usually is like a very a great deal of significance usually whenever they do. That's the one thing I've also kind of like really appreciate. I've not come across one song by Saxon that didn't have like a lot of thought go into it. Saxon treats their songs like they were their babies, and therefore they've got to have a purpose. So let's see what we get for our second two-parter. So this we'll start off with Jack Tars, but the real song is of course Manowar. So let's go.
Once was a sailor, ship of the line, came to my duty, serving my time. Far, far away from you I must go, never to return. I do not know if I return to tell you my tale. I'll sing of gun smoke and bloodstained sails. Stand by my shipmates, we will not fall. Jolly Jack Tars, brave men and all. Crashing through the raging sea, that ship on the line, commander of the English fleet, the last one of a kind, of a kind. The Saxon horizon, 1,000 leagues or more, mighty winds will carry you like the bloody war, unto war. And the four winds blow, and the tempests come, and the seas run high, till the battle's won, and the cannons roar. The English men of war, built of oak and hardy steel, master of the sea, 6,000 yards of searching flies, locked in liberty. Call to arms and man to jack, soon the guns will roll. And upon the load the shots, this fight will take its toll.
Whoa.
And the four winds blow, and the tempests come, and the seas run high, till the battle's won, and the cannons roar. Englishmen of war.
If there will come one of these days, ladies and gentlemen, where I will come across something so god awful that I literally am going to come back to something like Man of War, because this honestly is one of the it's perhaps the most dramatic palate cleanser. It's probably the most. It is. I'll tell you exactly what this is. This is One Piece, but metal. This is like if Luffy literally just completely harpooned their Blackbeard completely off the face of the earth, then pulled him back just so he can wallop him with his other arm, and that's all she wrote. Because it's very rare we've actually come across songs that are more about naval battles and conflicts, and yet we've come across what I can only best describe as literally like a sea, like an ocean battle, literally as badass. If this is straight up not the peak of the album, then it's somewhere between this and Lionheart, because Jack Tars was actually I actually like Jack Tars as well, not to overlook it, but it seemed just more like a short intermission. It seemed more like the build to what was, you know what? Actually, it's. I think between this and Lionheart is my favorite on this album, and trust me, there's still 2 songs to go, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm actually kind of startled, because this album is just, it's bang after bang after bang, all in the name of the patron saint, or rather, the king of the Lionhearts. I'm actually kind of startled. This legitimately might be one of my favorite in terms of like the 10 or so albums I've covered just in January alone. On the 50, halfway into January to be exact, this might be honestly one of my favorites. In fact, if not my personal favorite, because everything from start to finish has been badass for very different reasons, and it's very rare you come across something that can actually topple that level of power. What a ride, huh? And with all that being said and done, I hope each and every one of you have enjoyed Jack Tars and Man of War by Saxon, and I cannot wait to see all of you guys again in the next video. So take care, and bye-bye for now.